Let's move ahead with some more questions. So the next question can be asked as does Katia works on a Unix platform? Now first let's understand what Unix platform is. Unix platform is actually called as the singular platform, the single platform on which you can access all the necessary environments. So definitely yes, because we had discussed in the full form itself, interactive application. Whenever I am changing the environment, software is not saying anything to me, and it is even allowing me to change that. It is allowing me to work with a different environment in a single file only. So it is actually supporting the Unix. So yes, it works on a singular platform. It works on a Unix platform which allows us to switch between the environments, switch between the workbenches while working with the software. Next can be, is it possible to directly enter into the Sketcher environment? I would simply say no. If someone will say enter into the Sketcher environment in CATIA V5, I would simply go and follow start mechanical design Sketcher. But by that, I will not be able to directly access the Sketcher environment. What I'll be accessing is either part design workbench or generative shape design or sheet metal, whichever workbench I had used previously. But that would definitely not be the Sketcher workbench or Sketcher environment. So directly we cannot enter into Sketcher environment. Whenever we have to enter into the Sketcher environment, it would be by means of some other environment only. Either I will enter from part design, or I will enter from generative shape design, or I will enter from say sheet metal, or I will enter from some other environment. Direct access is not available. Similarly, we cannot have a separate file extension. We had discussed the first question itself, that can we have a separate file extension for a Sketcher? No. If you had gone through some other CAD tool, then in some of the CAD tools, yes, we have a separate Sketcher environment, we have a separate file extension for that. But in CATIA, this Dassault system product, we don't have that. We have the path available to access, but it is not giving us the access to separate environment. It is taking us to the previously opened environment which supports the Sketcher, and from that we will enter into the Sketcher. So that's your answer to the question. No, there is no way to directly enter into the Sketcher environment. To access the Sketcher workbench, the only way to enter it from some other environment, which definitely we have used previously. Accordingly, it will open and it will keep the sketch option as activated, so that you just select the plane and you get entry into the sketcher. This is how it works. Next question can be, what are the types of constraints used in Sketcher? Remember, we have used the constraints in assembly as well. So especially I had mentioned that what are the types of constraints used in Sketcher. If someone asks you what are the types of constraints in CATIA, then it should be a cross question from your end. Sir, are you talking about Sketcher or assembly? This would showcase your knowledge. Here I have mentioned types of constraints used in Sketcher. In Sketcher, yes, we have used geometrical and dimensional constraint. If someone asks you what are the dimensional constraints, then you should give the answer linear, radius, diameter, arc length, angle. If someone asks you that what are the geometrical constraints that you had used, then I can say coincidence, concentric, symmetry, vertical, horizontal. these tangent, these are the geometrical constraints we have used. So whenever you are answering, be specific, and if you are confident enough, then you can actually raise a query against the confusion as well. So yes, there can be a question, what are the types of constraints in CATIA? Now there are different types of constraints in different environment, just like we have geometrical and dimensional in Sketcher, but we have some other constraints in assembly. So at that time, yes, we have the feasibility to cross that, whether you are talking about a Sketcher or you are talking about assembly. But that we can do in only one condition, if we have an idea about it. So that's your types of constraints in Sketcher, dimensional and geometrical. Next question can be, what is the difference between geometrical and dimensional constraints? Now, in the simple manner, if I'll answer, then geometrical constraints basically talks about the geometry which determines the shape of the object. A line is horizontal. So horizontal is basically the shape. It is indicating the shape property of the object. Line is vertical. It is indicating the shape property. Line is tangent. Circle is concentric. All these are determining, all these are representing the shape properties. But if I'll talk about the dimensional constraints, then I would say the length of line is 100 mm. What it is indicating? It is indicating the size of the object. Diameter of a circle is 20 mm. It is indicating the size properties. So whenever you talk about the shape, then you will say geometrical constraint. Whenever you will talk about the size, you will say dimensional constraints of the object. So geometrical constraints are used to determine or define the shape of the geometry, while dim- dimensional constraints are used for the size of the geometry. This is same for each and every tool that you use. If you are talking about geometrical, then it would talk about the shape. If you are talking about dimensional, then it would determine the size. Remember that. Next question can be, what is the color codes for under constraint, fully constraint and over constraint sketch? So what exactly is the color representation? Say you are creating a sketch. It is showing a white color, or it is showing the green color, or it is showing the magenta color or purple color. What does it indicate? Basically, under constraint is for white, fully constraint green, and over constraint is magenta or purple color. So by the looks of your sketch, visually, yes, you can answer that your sketch is under constraint or fully constraint or over constraint. If not, then you can definitely go for a sketch analysis and check. So whenever your sketch is in white color or your object is in white color, then you will be able to know that this particular entity or this particular sketch is under constraint. If your sketch or entity is in green color, then you will be able to understand that this is your fully constrained, and if it is showing in magenta or purple color, then I would say it is over constrained. Remember, these are the default settings we have in CATIA V5. If you want those settings to be customized, then that customization is also possible. I can define these color codes as per my own convenience. Normally we don't do that, because when we will go for making the changes in one, then we will need to change make the required changes in others as well. Because yes, if a color is defined, then definitely that has some indication. So if I am changing that, then I'll need to change some other indication. So instead of doing that, to avoid the clashes of color codes, what we do, we never make the changes in that. But yes, customization is possible. So answer to the question, color codes: white is for under constraint, green is for fully constraint, and magenta or purple color is basically for over constraint. So by having a look at the sketch, yes, you can say whether it is fully constraint, under constraint, or over constraints. So this was all about the questions we have. Some of the questions are related to sketcher we had discussed, that what can be the case in that sketch, what can be the case in this sketch, and so many things about the sketches.